Hi, and welcome to this exclusive series on empowered parenting, where we dive deep into conversations with inspirational mothers who have overcome many challenges and now have deep insights to share with us. Welcome, my first mother for today, Madhulika Banerjee, who's a hands on mom and so much more to share with you. Let's welcome Madhulika. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Neeti. Thank you for having me here.
So happy you could take time. Your journey is so unique, and I really wanted to bring it out, share more of it, and understand more myself as well.
Mhm.
So I do observe that you have, it seems like you have it all handled and you seem like a very poised mom, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of behind the scenes going on. So today we want to dive in a little deeper and I want to know you and your journey better. So shall we begin?
Yes, sure, we can.
Okay. So at the offset, I just want to start with knowing a little about your growing up and, understanding who you were before you became a mother.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we tend to forget, right? So
Yes.
thank you for that question. Um, I grew up in Nagpur, Maharashtra, and I'm a postgraduate in statistics. So before becoming a mother, I had just finished my post graduation and I had not actually begun a career path yet, but I was doing some content writing and I was studying for my actuarial exams. So that was the pause that I was taking. And yeah, I had a lot of time and space to enjoy different kind of hobbies and reading. I love to read. Yeah, and I think that time was much calmer than what it is now. Like you began with it, right? That there is a lot of chaos within. So it's not always poised and simple like it seems.
Absolutely. I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. So did you have like any specific dream or you just wanted to go with the flow before?
Yeah, no, I was just trying out things. I did not have any specific dreams per se for my career, but yeah, I was happy with the space that I was in at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now how was the, beginning of the motherhood journey and how was the whole thing for you? The onset of it and the initial time, was it challenging or was it a smooth ride?
It was definitely a smooth ride,
Yeah.
and I had immense fun, during the whole pregnancy journey. So, no, there weren't really any challenges, even with my health. It was fun. I enjoyed like every month, step by step. We used to take pictures, and I used to fill a baby and pregnancy book
You
also.
enjoyed your pregnancy?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then comes the postpartum, actual becoming the mother. How had that been for you?
So that was a jolt. So because how smooth the pregnancy was, even though I was reading a lot of books and I didn't understand how crazy it would become suddenly. A huge challenge for me was the transition from being pregnant to becoming a mom, because
Mhm.
suddenly I was responsible for this one tiny human, and I have had to had an emergency C-section. So I was in a lot of pain because of the surgery, and somehow, even though the doctors and nurses visiting me would insist that I hold my baby and sleep with the baby, I didn't. As soon as they left, I would tell my mom to just take her away or put her in her cradle. I and during this phase, I would just observe my husband. He became a father as soon as he held our daughter, but I felt nothing. So, and there was immense guilt in me, and I couldn't understand why this was happening because all the magazines and books said otherwise. So, I didn't understand what was happening to me, why I was so emotionless. And but second day of her birth, she went through a blood test for jaundice, and when the nurses gave her back to us, we noticed small blood spots on her onesie. That was the moment I cried and I held my baby. And that was the moment I think I became her mother. So, not on the first day, not on the moment she was born, but then all
Yes.
the emotions came rushing in. Yeah.
That's actually perfectly normal because sometimes you can't, you're also processing, you've gone through a surgery, your body is going through changes, you have like hormonal changes going through within you. So yes, now that I think about it and I've heard from you, I think it's
Mhm.
perfectly normal.
Yeah.
And yes, thanks for sharing and normalizing this because I'm sure this happens with a lot, but they feel too judged to be kind of sharing
Right.
that openly.
Yeah.
So that is actually very important.
Mm.
Okay. So, okay. Then once you learned becoming a mother, I know you learned step by step. So how was it and was there any particular struggle through your journey after that you still think that changed you as a person or changed the whole journey of your motherhood?
Yeah. So ours is a nuclear setup. So me and my husband, we every time we have to figure it out on our own. It's just
Yeah.
us raising our daughter, and she's our only child. So we have had our fair share of struggles. I can say that. But the main thing, if you ask me, what changed me or what was so important to me that I had to take some drastic steps, in my motherhood journey. So I would say about this one thing. When my daughter started going to school, so it could be that because we were spending a few hours separate from each other, or it could be the unconditional love I felt towards her, which made me feel safer in my own way. I don't know what, but suddenly a lot of my own childhood memories started resurfacing. And
Okay.
these are very, very unpleasant memories. And I started feeling very insecure, even for my daughter's safety. I was quite worried. So, and I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't make sense of any of it, but everything was rushing back to me. I was battling everything. At the same time, I had to be courageous enough to encourage my child in taking her first steps of independence, being away from me for a few hours. So, what happened is when I shared this with my husband, he not only convinced me that therapy might help, so
Mm.
he helped me look for a psychiatrist, and soon we were visiting one. So, but what happened here is even the psychiatrist didn't acknowledge, So my first experience was with therapy wasn't very pleasant.
Okay.
This man simply heard me and he said, "Oh, it's not possible to remember anything, from when you're 5." So he
Okay.
said that. Yeah, and it felt very harsh at that moment. And but he just dismissed us and he sent us away with a prescription of antidepressants. So now, when I started, we were like naive and we didn't know. We just thought, okay, he's a professional and he has given us these medicines. So I started taking them, but
Okay.
the effect they have on you, like I couldn't feel anything emotionally, like during the few weeks, those few weeks that I took them. Yeah, it was my own personal hell, I could say that. I didn't know what I was, just going through the day. I don't know what I was even doing. I just hear it from my husband, like when he describes our days then. Yeah.
Okay. So does it like numb you or
It numbs you, it steals all your emotions. So your child is like 3.5 then, and she's doing a lot of new things and she wants to, and I'm at home with her on my own. It's just the two of us. But although she's showing me a lot of new things and she's inviting me to play with her or anything, I feel nothing. Even with the newness of everything around her, I feel nothing. So yeah, I would even sometimes ask my husband to just lock the door from outside and go to work so nobody would ring the bell or I wouldn't have to communicate with anybody. It
okay.
numbs you to that extent. Yeah.
So it wasn't just, you can say, postpartum or that usual little depressing phase. It was also that some of your memories were triggered after becoming a parent, after seeing, your daughter. So that really aggravated things for you. So can I say that this was like your worst phase at throughout your motherhood, or was there any more challenges that you experienced after this?
No, till date, this has been the worst phase. Yeah.
So,
I haven't felt this bad ever. Yeah.
so how did you overcome it? What was the breaking point, the breakthrough when you realized, okay, I have to do something, and how did you get out of it?
So I was just taking my medication and living with it, and suddenly, and my sister-in-law, Dr. Molly Mishra, she is a homeopath and an energy healer. So she connected with me on WhatsApp, and there was just one sentence, "How are you?" And this was very, very strange because it's been about 2 years that we hadn't connected with each other. So I was surprised to see her message, but because I didn't know then she's an energy healer, but I knew she's a doctor. So I told her I'm taking these medicines. I sent her a picture of my prescription, and she said, if trust me, I would ask you to immediately stop it. As a doctor, I would ask you to not take these. I said, okay. And then she told me that it was very intuitive on her part to connect with me because she had started working on energy healing and pranic healing then. She began doing her work. And so intuitively, she just connected with me and she just said, okay, there's a thing called distant healing. And I knew Reiki. I had never experienced it, but I knew the word and I knew what it meant. So she said, it's like Reiki, it's distant healing. Would you be open for that? And I agreed. And so that day I didn't take the medication and she just asked me to be open. That's all she said, be open to take in the healing. And in a few hours, I started feeling a shift. I
Wow,
understood the power of it. Yeah. So that was incredible. I hadn't felt like that. I even smiled a little. I hadn't felt like that for weeks. So that was a major shift that happened. If you want to say a breakthrough that happened. Yeah.
amazing. So one is she was intuitively guided to connect with you. That is amazing. And I actually resonate with that because it's happened so many times with me also. And that's what you call a miracle or kind of a divine guidance.
Mhm.
So you must have asked for a miracle and in some way someone showed up. So that's how it happens. So secondly, you were open enough to try it, and yeah, you were able to experience the shift. That means you were ready. So did you continue taking sessions?
Yeah, in the next week, we went to her place. She lived in a different city then.
Okay.
So we visited them and I stayed with her and I took a few sessions. She said past life regression sessions would help me.
Okay.
And during that period, I understood, how that therapist the first therapist that I went to, how he was misguiding me because he said it's not possible to remember. Because when I experienced past life session, it's not only possible to remember your childhood, it's possible to remember something that was way
Absolutely.
experienced way back in,
Yes, not
in
only
the
okay,
life.
you can also get back to your time in the womb if you want.
Yeah.
You can also connect to that and past lives as well. That's exactly what I was wondering, but didn't want to say. But yes, so that also means that it's so important to find the right professional as well.
Mhm.
So many people might be misguiding or might be misguided themselves because they are not aware of those concepts. So I guess personal awareness also matters in
Yeah,
this case.
it
Okay.
does.
So
It,
so
so
how much time did it take for you to heal and overcome all this?
Okay, so the how I understood that I have begun healing was the fact that when I next time when I started speaking about the trauma that I went through during my childhood, I didn't cry, I didn't shed a tear. That's how I understood within me that okay, something has begun healing inside me because now there were no tears. Now there was a special kind of strength that I had, or a special kind of safety that I felt, even for my daughter. Because during those sessions, she would ask me to imagine, visualize that all my fear and insecurities are moving away from me. And she would ask me, okay, now there is a space or there is a gap. What do you want to fill it with? And I would always say, I want to feel safe and I want to feel secure. And I started, when I said that out loud, I started feeling it also. So, yeah, I took a few more sessions with her, but that's how it began.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, anything you did to further continue this inner work, this inner healing journey after this? How
So,
did you take it from there?
so there are some rituals that she taught me then. How to, Chakra Siddhi, she taught me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just gives you this strength to go through your day. The challenges will be there. Whatever is destined, it's going to be there. But Chakra Siddhi, if whenever I practice it, I have noticed that it gives me resilience to respond and not react to the challenges, because whatever is going to come anyway. It is I who is shifting her focus, you know, to what is not important and what is not my fight today, to what is important. So I think chakra balancing helps in that. She taught me that. And it took me a few years, but after this process, but 2 years back, I learned pranic healing, and I also learned shamanism. And it's very humbling to hold that power, to empower yourself, to be just able to help your friends and family. It's quite humbling to understand that you're just a speck in the universe, you know. So
Absolutely.
I practice that, and I also help my friends and family with however I can with this knowledge. So yeah, that's how I move forward with this.
Yeah, more than a power, it becomes a responsibility. But then, yes, at least you feel that no matter what, there is a tool to help me or anyone who needs help.
Yeah.
Amazing. So now, after this, I know healing is an ongoing journey, inner work is an ongoing journey, but what was the major impact you feel it made to your life when you started taking these actions? The way you connected with your daughter as well, I must have made a major difference in that as well.
Yeah, so when she sees me practice these, when she sees me emotionally regulated, most days, I wouldn't say each day I'm very regulated and I'm not scolding her or anything. That happens too. But most days I try to regulate my emotions, and I practice a lot of self love, uh, so when she sees all of that, when she sees me doing all of that, she does it for herself, and that is the most important thing I see in her growth. And when I think this is another thing, she feels safe around us at home. That's why she's able to talk to us about anything. I take immense joy in her unfiltered persona. Where she comes to us and she is like, she can be whoever, whatever she wants to be. Whatever emotion she wants to show us, she can show us. She is free to do that. That she understands. I think it comes from this.
Amazing. So it's amazing that you were able to heal yourself
Hmm.
at the initial stages only,
Yeah.
so that you could create that safe space for her, because there are so many cases when people are still struggling and they realize the damage much later.
Hmm.
So in that way, I feel you are one of the few lucky ones, and I think it's safe to say that the struggles or the triggers that come up are actually a blessing in a way. They
Hmm.
make us better, they make us stronger. So, what are some of your unique touches that you put in your daily life as a mom?
Since she was very, very young, I have always baked with her. I love and enjoy baking a lot. So I have always included her from the time she began. She could use and press cookie cutters since
Yeah.
then. since that age. So that is one thing we enjoy together, doing together. And that I think it could be the smell of vanilla and chocolate or whatever, that calm what it creates, it creates a space for her to talk even more and share even more with me. I feel some it has to do with chocolates also, I don't know, but we enjoy baking a lot. And I enjoy throwing themed parties for her birthdays. So now she's a teen, and I've been doing this for the past 13 years. So that is something I enjoy, and she looks forward to it. And she'll never give me any um, ideas, for what she wants or anything. She'll always wait for the surprise. But
Okay.
at the end of each birthday party, before going to bed, she'll always hug me and say, "This was the best, Mama." And that connect, yeah, I feel it throughout the year. That simple thank you of her way of saying.
From my side, it feels like everything from baking to designing, planning, your whole theme, you've put things together on your own. And then even her dresses, I think
Yeah,
you design and maybe make also
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
So all of that, for me, it's like a wonder because I am not someone that hands-on and that creative. But yeah, that is something that has always been like something that has really fascinated me when I see your journey. So would you like to share anything, any of those things that,
Yeah.
uh,
So thank you. You appreciated that. I myself enjoy a lot. It de-stresses me.
yeah,
I love doing that for her and even for our close friends. If someone is very
yeah.
close to me, they would know that I love them because I would give them handmade gifts or I would bake for them personally. Yeah. So that is my way of showing love. Yeah, and I have a small Instagram account also, but I put my some of my work there. But mostly, I just enjoy doing it. The whole
Yes, you
process of
doing it for,
yeah.
your love of doing it, but you have not commercialized it at all.
Somehow, even thinking about commercializing my hobby stresses me out. I can't explain to everybody. We have talked about this earlier, and
Yes.
I know you are the only person who said you get it. I Nobody has ever said that to me. I get it. Okay. Because somehow the thought of even commercializing or putting a price tag to whatever I'm making it, I don't know. It doesn't make me very happy.
Recently, you've been, updating yourself, upskilling. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah. So it's a thing in my family. We all love to read and study. Okay, even my daughter and my husband. So he is also constantly upgrading his skills.
Yeah.
My daughter is obviously in school, so she has a lot of school work and everything. So now these two started pushing me. So I thought, okay. So and also I could trace it back to my past healing journey, because whenever I do energy healing, this always I get kind of this message from the universe. I want to work with children. I want to work with children or the voiceless. So because I wouldn't want to anybody to go through this uh, invalidation that your trauma doesn't matter. So I found this course of narrative therapy. I'm doing that. It's a certification course. So I'm training to be a narrative therapist. And so many principles of narrative therapy and energy work align. So it's fascinating and it's a new thing for me. Also, recently I completed my course in child and youth mental health. So I'm a certified practitioner now for that also. So yeah, it's nice, and it's very enlightening to understand all these therapeutic terms, and just to be able to study and keep growing in this. So yeah, so there are times, weekends, usually evenings, we all three of us, we sit together and we are studying our own thing, and I think that is also a kind of bonding we do as a family.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Growing individually and growing as a family, I
Yeah.
believe is the healthiest thing.
Yeah.
So do you have any vision, any that what kind of impact you want to make
Hmm.
with what you're currently doing and what you're planning to do in future? Any initiatives you're looking at?
Yeah, so right now I haven't been able to do it per se. I'm just because I'm simply training right now. But in future, I hope I'm able to work with NGOs, where there are kids, underprivileged kids or women, because everybody goes through trauma. We might feel that children who are living on streets, maybe they are just struggling with their basics for their basic needs throughout the day. Maybe they don't have time to think about. And so many people say that those all these clinical terms, depression, anxiety. Today's generation, they like to use all these clinical terms very loosely. So they think that it's all, rich man's disease. Many people still think that, right? So, but from what I understand, even those children, you know um, they just don't, they lack the vocabulary of what they are feeling.
Hmm.
They do go through struggles, they have their own trauma, and they that has to be addressed in certain ways. So whatever I can, because this is a non-diagnostic practice, both narrative therapy and energy work, both are non-diagnostic. So
Yeah.
whatever, of course, if something needs diagnosis and prescription medicines, I would send them uh, to the correct person. But whatever I can do at my level, I would want to join some space and do that. That's my hope. Yeah.
That's amazing, actually. And I do hope that you are able to do that. And I would suggest that, of course, I know, as always, you don't want to monetize it, you want to work with NGOs, but I still feel that you should make yourself more available to even those who need you, because, like, you were not able to find the right professional. Many people may not be able to find the right person. So be open to the idea of being there for everyone who needs you, irrespective. That is just what I've understood. That yes, some we do for non-profit, some we do just because we know we can help.
Mm. Yeah.
So, okay. I'm very curious to know now. I'm sure you have some non-negotiables as a mother in terms of how, keeping your peace as well, and in terms of your how you bring up your child. So, what are your key non-negotiables?
Okay, so the first thing would be share everything. I know I wouldn't always be her best friend per se, because she's a child, she needs her age best friend, right, to be able to connect in that. She needs that space. But even as a parent, I keep telling her, your friends are your age and they have experience just like you do, but I'm a little more experienced. So please come to me. At least I can teach you responses, even because she wouldn't even, when such things happen or incidents happen where someone has bothered her, she would never want me to go and, put up a fight for her, right?
Same.
You would
I
appreciate
get
a
that.
friend doing it for her, but not her mother. So I just keep telling her, but when you come and share with me, I'll be able to tell you, what your response could be the next time. And maybe that will help. So that is one non-negotiable, that she has to share everything with me. Another thing recently, because she is an avid reader. So she reads a lot, and there are certain books, because the themes are so good. I want to get them to her, but then there are certain words that come up. So
Mm.
her habit is to just pick her tablet or her mobile and start looking for the word. So I had told her, you have to go back to the dictionary. You have to open your Oxford and you have to, check out the word. So you only know the words. You don't get any visuals, because it might scar you for life, the visuals. I don't know. It's not safe. So that is
Oh, that's
another
actually a good idea.
non-negotiable. If you come across a word, first thing you come and ask me. But if I'm not available, you are not allowed to go on internet to look for the word. That's what. And that is,
Genius.
I have this example that I shared with her, because in her own experience, when COVID started, she was in third grade and they were learning about malnutrition, I think. So as soon as the class ended, she went to Google and put malnutrition, and all those images popped up, and she started crying.
My
So,
God, yes.
so that's what I keep going back to. I tell her, you remember? So all the images are not for you. So just, look for the word, look in the dictionary, look in the thesaurus, increase your vocabulary. Even if those are uncomfortable words, ask me. But you cannot go on the internet to look for the words that you don't know about. That is another thing. And third thing is having dinner together. So yeah, no matter what, because most days she's a teen now, she would want to play her music and with her books sit in her room with her food. So this is what sometimes we have to bring her out of her room to have dinner together. So it's just the three of us at home. We need that time.
Absolutely. And it's simple to follow. And even then, many, I think, may be missing this out on a daily basis. But yes, if we do like these three simple things, how better our communication, our connection would become. So your like I resonate with your theme being open communication and connection.
Not only with me, Neeti, even with my husband. Like there are certain things she'll share. Oh, this boy said to me something I wasn't comfortable with. So she knows that she has to speak with Papa also. Because I told her, okay, your daddy was 13 once, he was 14 once, so he will know what goes, in the minds or in the heads of boys who are 13 and 14 now. So whatever the thing is that is bothering her, she knows she can go to either of the parents, not only me. That is another thing we make sure we have in the family.
Amazing. And to be able to create that comfort level with the kid, I think it's the greatest achievement. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Now, before we wrap up, I know there's like, I want to keep going, but probably have to plan another session. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you what would be that one final message that you want to leave us with, something to hold on to?
Okay, because we began with my struggle and the healing journey. So I would say that choose to heal. If you are uncomfortable in something within yourself, if you start feeling something needs to be addressed, choose to address that, prioritize that, because when you choose to heal, you start breaking patterns, which in turn heals your child. I think that's how what I feel. It has a huge impact on how you present yourself as a more conscious and aware parent to your child. So that's what I would say. Choose yourself.
Actually, the beautiful thing with our generation, which
Mm.
I have observed so much, this is our generation only who have decided it ends with us.
Yes.
We are not carrying forward any more trauma to the next generation. We are trying to heal our traumas, our generational DNA, generational patterns we are trying to break. And I've seen that so often. So I guess definitely it's something about this generation that has chosen to heal and
Yeah.
chosen to pass on now healed, emotions, healed DNA, healed patterns. So amazing. I feel it's more empowering. It's a power and responsibility as well, but amazing. I think you are doing a great job and more power to you. Thank you for sharing all this with us because I'm sure it's not easy and many would benefit who are probably feeling this but are not able to, give voice to that feeling. So thank you for that. It was amazing having you.
Thank you for letting me, share all my thoughts over here. Yeah, it's kind of again, this is kind of a release. And thank you
Absolutely.
for
Yes.
giving that space to me. I really
Yes.
appreciate it.
When we share our story, we heal and someone else heals. So
Yes.
it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
All right.